jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports. Big salute to everyone that's in the building. And those of you that's tuned in, do me a big favor. Hit the like button. Drop your input first and foremost in a live chat pertaining to the topic and tell me what you think. That's what it's all about. I want to hear what you think. You know what I'm saying? So we can interact on this Boxing Media. WCS, once again, in the building. So the big talk, of course, is somewhat the anticipation of Showtime dropping their fight schedule. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to sit back and see what was in store. Of course, not to be critical early, right? But let me put the fight card up here. This is the fight card. You know what I'm saying? When I say the fight card, I mean the fight card, the spring fight schedule, whatever you want to put out there. March 26th, we have Tim Tszyu versus Terrell Gousha. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a good fight, man. This is going to be a good fight, believe it or not. It's going to be okay. That's going down this month. Many would say it's a step up for Gousha. I don't know, man. That's going to be a good fight. April 9th, we have one of the heavy hitters when it comes to matchups to jumpstart April. We had Erickson Lubin against Sebastian, the towering Inferno Fandora. Woo, that's hot. That fight right there is hot. Why? Because it has so much in how the junior middleweight is going to play out. Like, it has so much to do with the next title shot. Whoever win this fight, definitely getting a title shot. Real talk. Definitely getting a title shot. And for Erickson Lubin, I can't say this is a step up fight for him just because he has one loss. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been in there as long as it lasted. He's been in there with Jermell Charlo. Sebastian Fundora has never been in there with someone with the likes of Jermell Charlo. You know what I'm saying? He is not. But what Fandora has been able to do is put himself on the elevator and basically take himself to the next floor of the 154-pound division when it comes to the ranking system. And he's did very well. Erickson Lubin, as you all know, faced that destructive knockout where he's been battling back, you know, to not only put himself back in title contention, but so the fans can just leave that in the past. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are not talking about it like they used to when it happened. It was a really bad knockout. Not to the point where he was out cold, stiff through the ropes on the floor. It was more so with Lubin, the fact that he had to try to get up. And it was almost like, you know, someone's soul trying to leave, you know, and it looked bad. But he since, you know, put in work, battled back, was able to shake off an early early trouble against Jason Rosario and get it in, you know? And then we have Errol Spence Jr. versus Yordenis Ugas. I think this is a fight for sure, April 16th, that many of the fight fans are looking forward to. Because like I said about Lubin and Fandora, it has a lot of Wall Street to it at the end of the day, especially Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas, because it's a unification fight, right? And whoever wins that fight will have 3/4 of the primary belt system internally to the welterweight division. You know, what our hopes are is that we can definitely get this undisputed fight potentially this year. Um, of course, Errol Spence is the WBC IBF title holder. He is the unified titleist at the welterweight division. And then you have Yordenis Ugas, who has been able to receive his titles a certain type of way, but he's been able to defend them. And then he was able to disperse a Manny Pacquiao his last fight. Still, in my opinion, Errol Spence has the better resume, of course. And for the fight fans, it's a lot of that we have to see play out in front of us before we make this prediction. We looking at it as a 50-50 split, as far as performance goes on who would come out the victor. And we're going to leave that fight, what I'm saying, April 16th. Yeah, Errol Spence Jr. and Yordenis Ugas. It's going to be a hell of a fight that night. I'm pretty sure all the Spence fans going to come out and see him, perform on that day. And that's the way it's going to be. That's one of the biggest fights on this entire schedule. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the biggest fights because it deals with the division that a lot of fight fans have been anxiously awaiting to see, can we bridge the gap to get to this undisputed between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. May 14th, we have Jermell Charlo versus Bryant Castaño, the rematch. What up there, Alexander? Good to see you in the building again, my brother. Salute to you. You have Jermell Charlo versus Bryant Castaño rematch. This fight right here too is big. Like, this is somewhat similar to the Errol Spence Yordenis Ugas fight, bro. Like, these two fights back to back, Showtime is really trying to dress it up real nice, man. They're trying to have you wear a tuxedo for both of these fights. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much have the popular names that's in this event. These two fights. You have the Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo. And then you have Yordenis Ugas and Bryant Castaño. They both have a single title compared to the unified title holders. You know what I'm saying? Jermell Charlo have 3/4 of the belt, and Bryant Castaño has that WBO super welterweight title. But both of these fights right here are 50-50 fights. I know there's opinions out there running rampant. You know what I'm saying? You hear it rattling like an empty can. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? People gonna ride that out like a damn spare donut, bro. This is two fights that's on the card that are gonna draw in the attention because of the reward system that goes along with whoever wins the fight. Now, granted, the May 14th fight between Charlo and Castaño is much more relevant because you're talking about undisputed. We just had Canelo Alvarez become undisputed super middleweight. Then it would be grand if Charlo or Castaño is able to unify for undisputed with the 4-belt era on May 14th. That would be another division that's unified. So that's the magnitude of that fight is freaking huge, people. Moving on. This is where it gets a little, grainy a little bit. David Benavidez is facing David Lemieux. Okay. We look at both of the names. Cool. That's about as much 50-50 as it get. David versus David. But when it comes down to who we believe and what we know about these two fighters and their performances, we have to give the salute in the direction of David Benavidez and potentially stopping David Lemieux. David Lemieux has been in there with some names, and I just can't go in there and say, okay, David Lemieux is going to step up to the performance of his competition, to the level of his competition. I don't see it. I just think Benavidez is going to go in there and prove a point because he wants bigger competition in that division, i.e. Caleb Plant, i.e. Canelo Alvarez, i.e. potentially Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just bigger names he wants other than David. He's not really going to gain any more traction by fighting Lemieux, but he's one of the names that has been in there with the bigger names. Moving on. Gervonta Tank Davis. Absolute savage in the sport. One of the hardest hitters in the game. He will now step in there versus Rolando Romero. This fight was originally supposed to take place, y'all. And all these accusations start to radiate. And boy, did they radiate in some fierce. So much to the point where they pulled Rolando Romero for the fight. No arrest, no nothing. They pulled him from the fight and gave Isaac Cruz the opportunity to step in there with Gervonta Davis and to build a name for himself. Now, this was the only time that I truly felt genuinely some type of way about Rolando Romero getting shafted like that. Seriously, I seriously when I seen him on live, and I've been, Rolly is who he is. He's gonna talk what he is. He's gonna be a funny dude, whatever. But I genuinely felt some type of way about them sliding on him the way they did and pulling him out of that fight with Gervonta when it was the opportune time for him to have a step up fight. But yet Isaac Cruz stole everything. Even to the point where he went the distance and they said a star has been born. I know Rolly was out there cussing the screen out, throwing shit around, kicking the cat. He was over there like, that's supposed to have been me. That's supposed to have been me. He was calling up his good friend, Teofimo Lopez. See, that's fucked up. That's why I'm fucking pissed and blah, blah, blah. Now, check this out. Now, if you don't think Rolly is training with an extra, I'm talking about an extra levels of motivation for this fight with Gervonta. Rolando is in a whole, in my opinion, Rolly is in a whole different mindset when you're talking about placing yourself in the ring with Gervonta Davis, a person that you know very well, an individual who is an in-house fighter. You've been in there, you've seen it go down, you know Gervonta very well. And the only thing you want to prove to the fans is that you're better than what we think you are, Rolly. Are you better than what we think you are? Because clearly, Rolly lost to Jackson Marinez. Clearly, he lost to Jackson Marinez. But this fight with Gervonta Davis is a time that he can supersede Isaac Cruz and he can prove to us that he too is a star that's just been born. The only way he's going to be able to do that is he put Gervonta in a different type of position he's never experienced. He's able to go in there and walk through punches. He's able to go in there and land his punches. He was able to be a much smarter fighter than we usually see him, loading up on punches and trying to knock the head off of Gervonta. We're going to have to see Rolly in action. Can he do it? Does Rolly have the skill set and the boxing IQ and intestinal fortitude to go in there and walk through Tank's punches? Because you know he's going to get touched. The reason why I'm saying, a lot of people look at the Eastside Cruz fight and say, he didn't take that much punishment. Yeah, it was some times in there that he did get. He hurt his hand around the 5th round, something like that. 5th or 6th round. People have to understand that shit does happen. And plus, he was fighting a guy his height. He's used to fighting taller guys where he can get up underneath them and land the power shots, especially the uppercuts, right? So for Rolando Romero, he's going to be a bit taller than Tank. And he say he hits harder than Gervonta. He's stronger than Gervonta. So now all you have to do is go in there and prove it to yourself and to the boxing fans. That fight right there is a sleeper. Not only is it a sleeper, but this shit gonna be at the Barclays, people. This fight right here is gonna be at the Barclays, dog. It's gonna be at the fucking Barclays, man. They about to return to the Barclays. Just like my boy say, can you dig it? They are returning to the Barclays, y'all. Brooklyn, New York. They are returning to the Barclays May 28 PPV. That's going to be sick. Next, we got Stephen Fulton. He is the unified champion, man. He is the unified champion. The WBC and the WBO super bantamweight champion. He's going to be stepping in there with Daniel Roman, who is a very tough competitor, man. He's coming off a big win, Fulton, cool boy Steph. He's coming off a big win with Brandon Figueroa. And some people thought he won that. Some people thought he didn't. But that's how boxing talk goes. Criticism is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? Always going to be judgmental critiques from individuals who are experienced enough to give that critique and others who have not a clue of what the fuck they're talking about. Even the people that know what they're talking about, they're going to get criticized by those who believe they know more than what's being said. This YTC shit is crazy, dog. But shout out to cool boy Steph, man. I really look forward. And Daniel Roman, too. I really look forward to this fight, June 4th. Co-fit you're going to have one of the hype, one of the guys that has a lot of steam behind him, David Morrell. He's going in there against Calvin Henderson for the WBA super middleweight titles. Now, a lot of people are basically hailing him as the next big star in boxing in the super middleweight division, of course. They see him as having a grand potential. You know what I'm saying? He's that guy. Even with the amount of fights he has now, you know what I'm saying? People are really pushing. You know what I'm saying? They have the hand in the back and say, this is the next, this is the next, this is the next. But you have certain big names up there for Morrell once he get to the top. We don't know how long Benavidez is going to be at 68. Will we ever see Jermell Charlo move up there and potentially see Jermell Charlo and David Morrell? That would be a great fight. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know what Caleb Plant has going on right now. Him and Anthony Durrell is almost finished, but I don't see what he's getting out of that fight with Durrell. It's almost like a retirement fight. You go from Canelo to Anthony Durrell, who's damn near in retirement. You know what I'm saying? The liniment, I can smell it already. You know what I'm saying? I can smell the liniment on Anthony Durrell's legs already. For real. You know what I'm saying? He gonna come in there with goddamn 100 cup circles on his back from cupping. So they can get him ready to go in there for that fight with Caleb Plant. But anyway, Caleb might start having a conversation with him, in the 5th round and say, hey, nice you can join me, buddy. How you been? So what you thinking about this fight? You retiring? What? He might have a conversation like he did Canelo. June 18th, you have the main event. Jermell Charlo who's the WBC middleweight champion. He's going in there against Macy Selecki. I know his first name. A lot of people are talking about why isn't there a photograph of Selecki? Once again, a lot of people are speaking and asking, why is there not a photo of Selecki if he has a box rec photo? If you have a box rec photo, you can screenshot that and put that down to whoever was making this schedule. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's that about. Like it really becomes unprofessional a little bit. Like you're trying to tell me Showtime doesn't have enough individuals that can crop his box rec picture, if anything, and put it in here. It's almost like they're unsure. Man, I don't have nothing to say about this fight. Moving on. Another fight I'm looking forward to in July 9th. Mark Magsayo against Ray Vargas. Woo! This gonna be fire. You know, you got Magsayo, who they want to be, and look like Manny Pacquiao of today. You know what I'm saying? The 2022 version of Manny Pacquiao back in the day, for a fully experienced, man, Ray Vargas. This fight, we might get that. I'm thinking we might get what'll be a good fight? What, Eric Morales, Manny Pacquiao? You think with this fight? No. This fight has all the makings of being something special. It might be even better than Michael Conlan and Lee Wood. Seriously, because I know people are going to criticize Mark Masayo's last performance against a one-arm fighter in Gary Russell. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Gary Russell Jr. He didn't do too much. But to his Mexican counterpart, he might raise his game a little bit. He may go in there and try to prove a point. He may go in there and have a little bit more motivation. I don't know. He may not see. I don't know what be going on his mind, but I hope that Mark doesn't go in there and perform the way he did against Gary Russell, who had an injured shoulder, and he was fighting with one arm. I mean, you have to do better than that. You have to do better. This fight card as a whole, it really gives you that energy all the way to May 28th. I mean, to June 4th. You know, it gives you that energy that you're looking for. Seriously. Even if you look at the April 9th, the Lubin and Sebastian Fundora, that's a hell of a fight, yo. That's a hell of a fight right there. That's a hell of a fight. April 9th, Lubin and Fandora. That's a hell of a fight. And then the co-feature, you have Tony Harrison and Sergio Garcia. Man, look, I don't know why people are seeming so sketchy on Tony Harrison. Harrison can box, man. You have to understand what was going on in his personal life. You know, losing his pops that was in his corner. You know what I'm saying? His pops was actually standing up. When he fought Jermell Charlo, when he was going through the presser, his pops was like, all right, calm down, son. You know, he was still live, man. He was flourishing, man. He was full of life. You know what I'm saying? This man has been a contributor to Tony Harrison's career, bro. But he lost his pops, man. So, like Jerry Hurd, it might take these fighters just a little bit more time to get reacquainted. You know what I'm saying? Mentally rededicate themselves to get back in the ring. A lot of people count Tony Harrison, even with Sergio Garcia, they count him out, man. They're giving him that J-Rock therapy. They don't have no faith. Like, it's a lot of people don't have faith in Tony Harrison. What are you talking about, dog? Tony Harris can box. I know he's been through some rough times, you know what I'm saying? But Everybody look at him having a lack of focus against Jermell Charlo and getting knocked out. But you have to understand the man had a lot of shit going on in his life. So I'm hoping he come in there and do his best against Sergio Garcia. And I hope the best of Sergio, man. You know, Sergio go in there and make it a damn good fight too. And then of course, we have the co-feature to the co-feature. We have Kevin Salgado against Bryant Perrella. You know what I'm saying? Bryant Perrella is down there training with Roy Jones at this time. You know what I'm saying? So they really have a lot of vested interest in Perrella. You know, pushing him, giving him that support. Really having confidence to put him in the big fights. You know, that's the whole plan. And he's down there in Roy Jones Jr. and Bodyhead Island. They saying nothing but good things about Perrella. Real talk. They saying nothing but good things about Perrella, man. You know, the wild part about this game, right? What I try to tell people is that there are levels to media shit. And when I was hearing Brian Perrella, I knew the guy from somewhere, just like Tyler Tomlin. And you have to go to these fights. You have to extend your olive branch out to these fights to get to know some of these fighters that's coming up. And the night I was at this fight card with Caleb Plant is the night Perrella lost. You know what I'm saying? I remember that fight. I remember his outfit. I say, damn, that outfit, nice. Old boy coming here, you know, like Ric Flair say, styling, profiling. I remember his outfit. And I remember people talking about, man, that's Perrella, man. He's good. He's gonna do big things, this, that, and the other. And I remember, you know, like looking through my camera, and I really wanted to pay attention because that was a nice ass card over there in Nashville. You know what I'm saying? And I remember him taking the punishment he did, and he ended up losing. And you know, his people just feeling very somber. You know what I'm saying? Like the mood was very gloomy, sad. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. You know, that's really when I was turned on to Perrella, you know, on who he was in boxing. And then he went in there and had a hard fight, man. He ended up losing that fight. I just remember his team walking out and everything. Yeah. If you know, to get those moments, man, you have to be on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Just like Austin Delay. Austin Delay was going in there with Diego Magdalena, who I've seen step in there with Teofimo Lopez. So if you remember, he lost badly to Teofimo Lopez and was stopped. But my assessment, I said, seeing Austin Delay fight before, I think Diego Magdalena was too much dog for Austin. I had nothing against Delay. Delay is cool people. I had nothing against Austin Delay, but it turned out just the way I thought. It was Magdalena's night, and he went in there and handled business. You know what I'm saying? It was a crazy fight. And then Rashi Baby Pitt, Warren was in that joint, went in there and got the victory. Very entertaining, exciting fight. You had Tyler Tomlin on that fight. You know, he was trying to jumpstart his career early. You know what I'm saying? Now he has several fights, professional wins on his record right now. You know what I'm saying? That was a Caleb Plant versus Vincent Feigenboots main event. That was the undercard. But from the April 9th all the way down to, you know, June 4th with the Stephen Fulton versus Daniel Roman or Roman, however you want to call it. It's going to be hot. The calendar is going to be hot, bro. You know what I'm saying? The calendar is going to be hot. You know, Benavidez is in Phoenix. Like I said before, Gervonta Davis is in Brooklyn. Minneapolis for Stephen Fulton versus Ramon. Los Angeles for Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castaño. That shit's gonna be nice, but man, that's just gonna be it. It's gonna be in LA. And then, you got Arlington, Texas. You got Errol Spence in the backyard versus Yordenis Ugas. That's really the fight a lot of people are talking about. But see, I'm looking at, the fight that's back to back. We have two unification fights that's going on with Spence and Ugas and Charlo Castaño. Those are heavy ass fights in two different divisions, y'all. Now, is the 154-pound division, does the halo shine a bit brighter? Does it illuminate the spot more than Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas? I don't think so. But when it comes down to the titles, though, we're talking about multiple titles. We're talking about in the 154-pound division. This is for the gusto. This is for all of the marbles, man. This is for everything. This is for the kid. This is for the lottery. Everything in the kitty goes. That's what you're getting for 154 that night. I don't think it'll be a second draw. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? They can't figure out a winner in the 12th. They probably say, let's go to a 13th round, God damn it. They might do something different. Let's go to a 13th round. Triskaidekaphobia. Let's go to a 13th round. But I'm gonna be honest with you. AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. And Stanonis, this on that motherfucker too. You got Brandun Lee versus Zachary Ochoa. That's gonna be hot, dog. That is gonna be hot. Shout out to Brandun Lee, man. Brandun Lee. I like Brandun Lee, man, the way he go in there and handle business. I like Brandun Lee. Let's see how long he sustained. Let's see how his durability is. Let's see how he can keep winning and make a name for himself. You know what I'm saying? In the bigger picture. And then of course you got Stanonis, man. A lot of people just, he's in there with a real one. That shit's gonna be nice. That Arlington, Texas corral. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be nice over there. So a lot of these fights, though, I know they had a Showtime reveal, but a lot of these fights was already on the docket. We pretty much understood what the list consisted of. Real talk. We knew we was getting Lubin Fandora. It was out there. We knew we was getting Spence Ugas. That was out there. We knew we were getting Charlo Castaño. You know what I'm saying? But more so, we get the opportunity to see the some of the co-features on the undercard. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta Davis, Rolando Romero. We knew that was out there. But it fizzles out. It fizzles out. After Stephen Fulton versus Daniel Roman. I'm talking about June 18th, June 18th, July 9th. Like, even though I think Masayo and Vargas is going to be somewhat impactful, like we just seen Conlon and Wood, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. It might turn out to be a boring fight or whatever. But Charlo and Selecki, I'm a bit puzzled, for real. I'm a bit puzzled. What's going on with that? Like, they left a picture out. I mean, what are they doing over there? What they got against Maul? Like, I don't get it, man. Like, you treated him just like an opponent that he's facing. Like, no one's really up to kind of take a look at this opponent and get all hyped up about it. Even though the dude only has 2 losses, bro. His record is 30 victories in, 11 by way of knockout. Yeah, he's the Sean Porter, Danny Garcia vibe a little bit. He faces He don't. You know what I'm saying? He beat. So he beat Gabriel Rosado. That Daniel Jacobs beat Gabriel Rosado. But when you really comb through his resume, you don't get excited for this shit. You don't get excited, bro. You don't get excited that Mar Charlo is not attempting to move up. He's not attempting to face Demetrius Andrade. Man, it comes a point in time where you have to understand that you have to take risk. You understand that, Charlo? God bless you with a twin brother. Someone that looks just like you in life. Not many of us have that leisure. You know what I'm saying? That blessing to have somebody in the family like that. But also you and him both are in boxing. You was champions in the same division in 154. So now that has passed and you moved up and took the lead at 60. It's time for you to take another leaping step. It's time for you to move on to the next division. Not fight somebody like Selecki. Selecki is not going to booster any type of momentum that you want to have in boxing. Your moniker is lines only, bro. It's time for you to roam across and try to take over another pride. That pride is 168 pounds, and you know the lines are pretty big up there. But guess what? I'm guessing. You know what I'm saying? This needs to be a PSA to you. This needs to be a SOS to you, there, Charlo. If an individual like Demetrius Andrade, that you all have been blacklisting for quite some time, right? If it's indeed true that he's moving up the fight for the interim WBO title, 168 pounds, I will have to say Demetrius Andrade had the cojones to make the move before you did. He had the heavier load. He had the cojones to move up there to 168 pounds without waiting at 160 to see if you was going to fight him or not. The curtains are open there, Charlo. That goes for both Charlos. The curtains are open. The fans want to see y'all perform at a different stage. Jermell Charlo has to go in there and show his fans over there in Texas that he's that man, he's that dude, that's that guy. He need to show him that he's that line and go in there and win these belts. Then you're gonna keep that credibility over there in Texas. You're gonna keep that shit, dog. Like, listen, you're gonna have that same amount of momentum that you had going into the Tony Harrison fight when you had your people getting behind you and you went in there and you got that belt back. And people was like bigging you up, like, yeah, Mel Charlo, he that guy. He went and got his belt back. But since that is long gone now, you have to continue to elevate yourself. You need to go ahead and get this undisputed. Then you can say to your brother that you've been able to accomplish something that he hasn't. You've been able to become undisputed at 154 pounds. Even though he may have another division up on you, he's became undisputed. Let me get to these super chats. I mean, not super chats. I'm just fucking with y'all. These live chats. Andrew Charles is in the building. What's good? King Mitch on deck. Solid lineup. Too bad a lot of chumps will only talk about their displeasure with Charlo versus Selecki. They should speak of displeasure. You know what I'm saying? They should. They should speak of that. I encourage it because it sucks. If you're talking shit about Charlo versus Selecki, but championship Benavidez versus Lemieux, you're a fucking clown. True. I agree with that. I mean, they wanted the same, to be honest with you, right? They wanted the same. Boxing plug on deck, man. What's good? WCS, I went to a couple of YouTube platforms and none of them have answered my question. I think that's what you want to put. Answer my question. Do you think Showtime is setting up Canelo tournament and they are using Benavidez and Charlo opponents for a tune-up? Well, Canelo is the undisputed, as we already know. So you're saying, are they using Benavidez and Charlo opponents for something? So I would say Benavidez for David Lemieux to prepare for Canelo. No, that's crazy. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Hold on for a second. Okay, so I wouldn't know where Charlo fits in the equation. At the end of the day, if we're talking about a Canelo tournament, the tournament shouldn't be too in depth anyway. He is the unified freaking champion. He's undisputed. Why should we have a total of 4 fights to determine that? So let's just say we are talking about Benavidez and Jermell Charlo. One is still at 60, and the other one is at 68 and a former 2-time world champion. So he beats David Lemieux. Okay, cool. Right then and there, who is the undisputed champion? So right then and there, Benavidez wins. In my opinion, he has more credentials at 68. He should be the next in line to fight Canelo Alvarez. Point blank, period. Not Charlo. Why should Charlo get a fight moving up from 60 when Benavidez has already been there? Benavidez has already held a belt. It shouldn't be no tournament with Jermell Charlo defeating Selecki and then gets an opportunity to face Canelo. No, he should. If there's going to be a tournament, let's have one more fight, and let's have Mar Charlo face David Benavidez and win and get Canelo. That is the way you do it. That is basically proving to the people that you have worked for that position. You have worked for that opportunity. You deserve that reward. You deserve the paycheck. Not no bullshit, dog. Jay Ocho on deck. The PBC telling you Maul ain't fight nobody. They said F the pitcher. Pretty much there, Jay. Pretty much that's what they saying. It's basically, it's almost like they punishing him for being arrested. Like they say, man, you do stupid things, you get stupid prizes. You do stupid shit, you get stupid prizes. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It seems like something else is personal with that shit. Tune-ups. I got you. No way in hell. First of all, Selecki is not a tune-up for Canelo. David Lemieux is not a tune-up for Canelo. If you just want to waste time and fill slots, okay, then once again, we got to go back to Benavidez being a much more of a Wall Street holder. His stock is much higher, 68, because he's been a former champion. That's point blank, period. Who else is there? Who else? Nobody. Fuck all the personal shit, the reality TV. David Benavidez should be next. He goes in there and damn defeats David Lemieux. He should be next in line for Canelo. Not a Jermell Charlo. Because you're saying this is the person that's unsure that he's a 168 pounder when other people call him out. He's basically implying that David Benavidez should compete at 175 pounds or even cruiserweight. So me listening to this shit, it seems like he don't have the confidence, or he want to make preambles with excuses to say, oh, he's too big. He should be at cruiserweight already. And then for himself, he say, I'm a 160 pounder. That don't seem like a lion to me. If it is, that's one that's malnutrition. He's not really going out here, flourishing off the kills. He ain't going out here, getting his share of feed. He's not eating right. He's in there eating leaves off of trees. He's a vegetarian as a lion. That's all I'm saying, bro. Charlo is not giving me that Lions Only moniker now. You know, he's giving me that meerkat moniker. You know what I'm saying? That meerkat, when they go dig a hole and shit, peek their head out. Who? David? Nope. Who? Canelo? Yes. Where is he? Oh, just playing. Oh, shit. He dipped his head back in the ground. He give me that meerkat type of freaking mentality. Selecki is a creative player from the in-song basketball game back in the day. Showtime on deck, man. What's good? Shout out to my man Showtime in the building. Charlo Mall is a zoo lion. Oh shit, he said he's a zoo lion, dog. Oh my God. He said this man was a domesticated zoo lion, bro. That means he isn't killing. Now it makes sense. He isn't doing the killing. They are handing his food through the bars, man. That says it all. He doesn't hunt and kill his food. His brother Mel is more of a wild lion hunter than him. Ooh, he's a zoo lion. That means he has been tamed, well, to a point, and he is domesticated. He is not on the hunt, people. He is not on the hunt. Damn. They done shoved Mar Charlo on the June 10th just to shut us up, man. Either way it look, if it's another Juneteenth bullshit, it doesn't make any sense. Who cares? Who cares? They can be on the same fight card on the same day, and still people are not sitting up here reveling in the moment saying, oh my God, I really want to see that fight. I want to see that Mar Charlo fight. Who he fight? Selecki? Mm-hmm. Shaggy? Mm-hmm. It takes you back to Scooby-Doo. Shaggy? Scooby? Y'all need to stop, man. God damn. Jay say Showtime the Sauce. Yeah, that Sauce Talk, man. He goddamn dropped a bomb, man. He said he's a zoo lion. Zoo lions are not in the hunting mode. Zoo lions are being fed on a schedule. They are their food is thrown over the enclosure. It is previously killed by somebody else. That means that lion didn't have to go out there and hunt as if he was in his own natural environment. He was given food that was thrown over the top of the enclosure. Damn. Now we have zoo lions in professional boxing. That is fucked up. It won't be no displeasure if Munguia accept the fight offer. And shout out to the live chat, man. Y'all always damn setting it on fire. Appreciate your comments. Now, Munguia, like I said before, I like to see that fight. Not for any type of tune-up for Canelo Alvarez. It makes absolutely zero, nada, no sense at all for that to be a tune-up for Canelo. Makes no sense. Munguia, come on now. I do like that fight at middleweight, though. I do like Munguia fighting Charlo at middleweight. Now, if Mar Charlo continues to be placed in a position where the news breaks and they have a big name that's potentially stepping through the ropes to fight him, and he say, nope, security, get him up out of here. If he keeps turning down, we have questions. If he keeps turning down these big fights, we have questions. His countrymen over there, his statesmen over there, the people that ride for them Charlos over there, you need to really start addressing the obvious. He's turning down big fights, bro. We need him to step up and fight. Like Munguia isn't a huge name, but goddamn, he's stepping there with Charlo. He is. They match up very well. Charlo need that fight now. Shit, at least Select is an actual middleweight. Lemieux ain't no fucking super middleweight though. But we know Lemieux is one of those subsidized fighters. Like it's almost like, you know, you can get Lemieux for the low. You know what I'm saying? They give you some extra and shit. You can get some milk, eggs. They throw a little extra in there so you can get the damn, the better jasmine rice. You know what I'm saying? They give you the extra food stamp. That's Lemieux come with the low on it. You know what I'm saying? You can get him for the low. He still has a name and everything, but you can get him for like a three for one special. For real. And we're not putting too much emphasis in Lemieux. You know what I'm saying? He's been in too many fights that. Check this out. Mm-hmm. Now check this out. David Lemieux. UD with Billy Joe Saunders. TKO from Gennady Golovkin. And 2 back-to-back losses back in 2011. This is the deal with David Lemieux, right? Kareem Arcour, Canada. Gary O'Sullivan, U.S. Canada. Maxim Bursak, Canada. Francie Netu, Canada. Mexico, David Segura. That's why people have a problem with David Lemieux. I mean, you on a 5-fight winning streak, coming off that loss against Billy Joe Saunders, and you just been, doing what boxing does. You pretty much inflated your record. Inserted some names in there, just like boxing. He's 33 years old. He went in there, inflated some names. Nobody's really talking about that. But at one point in time, David Lemieux was touted as the next. 43-4, 36 knockouts. He's been stopped twice. No. Don't even think his fight with David Benavidez is going to be something special. Don't even do that to yourself. Don't do that. Showtime can't set up no fucking Canelo tournament. That bullshit ain't going to make Canelo fight them dudes. I absolutely agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Canelo is not going to look at a bogus ass goddamn goodwill running damn tournament. Come on, man. It's like bobsledding in the summer, dog. You're not going to get anything out of that. It doesn't look right. Why would Canelo have any tournament going on anyway? And who in the planning process would plan some bullshit like that? Why would we want to see a tournament for Canelo? We didn't see a tournament for him to damn scoop up the damn titles of Undisputed. He just had to go through, sanitize the motherfucking division, get the belts, and that's where we at. We don't want to see no fucking tournament with mediocre subpar names. Like the division really don't have big stars in it like that to the point where the tournament would be worth it. Don't waste our time like that. King Mitch, right, waste of time. They're going to go through that tournament and a battered bruise and no Canelo. Yeah, I mean, if it's not any type of contractual agreement, something, that's established that's going to guarantee these fighters to get Canelo. I mean, I'm talking about no verbal agreement now. No verbal agreement. We talking about something contractually binding. If it's none of that, these fighters should not go in there with the intentions of giving it their heart and soul, and then Canelo end up fighting somebody else like Gennady Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see that. If Canelo gets through Bivol, right? It would be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Professional. That he do it for the fans to drop back down and defend his titles. That's all. Like Canelo can do what the fuck he want. I get it. But it would be respectful for him to appease the fight fans and drop back down 168 pounds to fight a big name like David Benavidez, man. Get it out the way. If you think he easy, you want to call him fat, whatever. I mean, well, Caleb called him fat, but anyway, if you think he's food, please eat. Those are just stay active fights, nothing more, nothing less. Absolutely no Canelo busy this year. In other words, stop sweating me, send him in a fool. But when you have all these fighters that's sweating Canelo Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to even think they listen to you, Mitch. These guys ain't listening to you. He's a hater. He's a hater because he's not in position to face Canelo. Canelo. Can you please consider me? Please. This is a different year, a different me. Come on, Canelo. Give me the shot. Man, you know what I'm saying? These dudes are begging, dog. Both Charlos. Mel gets on Last Stand podcast. God damn. Please, Canelo, if you could just do a catch weight of under 160 for me, dog. Come on, just 160, dog. Hook me up, dog. Hook me up. Come on, man. Charlo's both begging. Errol Spence is begged. Gennady is really begging, but he's using his inside voice. He's using his thought voice. He's not really out there so you can hear him. You know what I'm saying? Gennady is using his inside voice that you can't hear what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? That's Gennady Golovkin. Seriously. For real, Jade. He's a domesticated lion. Ernesto, salute to you being on deck. I want to see David Morrell Jr. Yeah, absolutely, man. There's a lot of people on here that want to see David Morrell in the ring again. A lot of people are tuning in, and there's some type of gravitation to David Morrell. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, it's always good to see a fresh face come up and they can actually fight. They have a damn a dedicated fan base. You know what I'm saying? That's rocking with them, and it looked like they can go far. But the only thing, he's in the division where all the belts are tied up. So now we get to a point where if any, you know what I'm saying, if they're going to slide him into a Mandy position, because we have to start considering mandatories. You know what I'm saying? We have to start considering mandatories. And, Canelo don't like fighting mandatories. He don't like fighting mandatories like that. It depends on who it is. He don't like fighting Mandy's, man. Let's see how much rope they give Morrell after his fight that's coming up. Let's see how he looks in this fight. Let's see how much rope they give him. You know what I'm saying? Chasing the building. He said Jermell is a garden snake. Damn, so we went from lion with 4 legs to a belly dweller. We went from a 4-legged lion to a belly dweller. He said this man is a snake. Damn. According to what type of snake you talking about? It's all about what type of snake you talking about. By the time all that dumb shit happens between Benavidez and Charlo, Canelo will be ready to fight Butaev. Watch. I definitely can see that in the telescope, bro. Like, I'm just not getting the vibe from Charlo that he's eager to take that risk, man, for high reward. That high risk for high reward. That's all he has remaining. You can't sit up there and monger at 160 and believe that your fan base is going to grow. It's not going to work that way. You cannot continue to monger at motherfucking middleweight and expect people to like that you're there, like you're there, that your name going to continue to illuminate, and think, oh man, I can do it right here. I don't have to go nowhere. My fan base is growing. This is where I need to be. No, don't become a Gennady Golovkin there, Charlo. Don't sit and hang out at 60, bro. So big money fights is at 168 for you. You have the name. You're a two-weight champion. Guess what? You got to prove now that you are the lion, bro. You got people out here saying you're a snake. You got people considering you to be a serpent with no legs, bro. You know snakes hunt. I don't know if you're poisonous or non-poisonous. See, that shit resonates with me. You might be a garden snake, though. I don't know, man. They just came in here talking about you as a serpent. Young Billy boxing in a building. Man, y'all be sure to strive to Young Billy over there doing this thing, man. Go check out Young Billy. Young Billy boxing over there, man. And y'all definitely go check out my man Showtime Shot News, the Sauce Talk, man. Go check him out. Sub to his channel, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Sub to these channels. Especially for Showtime in the building. The boxing plug, I was thinking of a tune-up because most of these fighters have been out of the ring for a while, and both fighters need to get back in fight shape. When you say out of the ring, most of the fighters that we see this day and time that has any type of Wall Street to them, right? They usually out of the ring a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we can factor in the gap, the hiatus in when we talk about Manny Pacquiao. All right, we can talk that shit about Keith Thurman. But a lot of these fighters is really getting paid handsomely. You can say they're fighting once a year like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not even trying to fight twice a year. These dudes are getting that money and they say, you know what, I'm going to get back in fight camp for, and I just got this bag. I'm good. Plus, I want to stay on vacation a little bit longer. Look at Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why is he fighting Anthony Durrell again? I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? What is it going to benefit Anthony Durrell to fight Caleb Plant? And what is going to benefit Caleb Plant to fight Anthony Durrell? Durrell is damn near out the door. He's ready to release, hang up the glove, and go do other things in life. Canelo told them to fight each other. I totally understand their boxing plug, what Canelo told them. I get it, bro. But at the end of the day, Canelo is not the overseer of boxing. Canelo is in a at a point right now where he's in a position where people are listening to what he has to say. You know what I'm saying? He's making money for himself, not for the sport. He is in no way in control or holding the position that all boxing sanctioning bodies, you know what I'm saying, all promotions, the roads lead through Canelo Alvarez. That's not the case. Canelo is in a position where people are going to listen to what he say because they pretty much want to placate, his every move and make sure he gets paid. But the one thing that you cannot deny that Canelo is doing is going on here fighting these guys that we didn't think he would step in the ring with. That a lot of fight fans thought, nah, that's too tough of a fight for Canelo. Nah, that's too tough of a fight. And no, I'm not talking about Avni Yildirim and goddamn Rocky Fielding. Even with Gennady, heading into that, after that first draw, heading into that, people thought, oh man, it's gonna be a tough fight. I don't know. I thought Gennady won the first, and I thought Canelo won the first one. They was torn. But then Canelo come out here and he changes everything about the way people think about him as a boxer. He went in there and gave Gennady Golovkin the Mexican style. After that fight right there, Canelo's been doing what the fuck he wants to do, really. I'm gonna be honest. It don't matter. Look, you can look at him getting the franchise belt and vacating the W. It don't fucking matter, dog. Because once he decided to go up to 68, scoop up the easiest piece of damn hors d'oeuvre that was on the plate, he kept it moving. He kept it moving, dog. For him to go up to 175, boom, let me put this damn division under my belt. And then he got with his people, say, you know what, I got to go down there and see him. I got a broom in my hand. I'm about to sweep through this 168-pound division. You heard? And that's what he did. L-Dub on deck was good. Virgil Ortiz just pulled out his fight with McKenzie this Saturday. Virgil Ortiz, he's one of those fighters that, got mad potential. I like Virgil Ortiz, even though he faced adversity. I like him because it takes some damn courage, man, some fortitude to get up there and say, I want to fight this person, that person, even though you're going through adversity. You know what I'm saying? Even though Jim Gray say, you sure? I like that, man. I like his confidence, his arrogance a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He goes in there and goes through adversity and still think he's ready for Crawford. He still think he's ready for it. No, you're not. But the fact that he did it, it seemed like genuinely that he believes he's ready. But then his team talked with him and he said, no, let's just chill for a minute. Let's continue to build you up. You know what I'm saying? Keep this undefeated record. And then it'll be more worth it when we finally step up to the plate. You know what I'm saying? And take that big fight. By then, I hope Crawford is out of the welterweight division. You know what I'm saying? That's their mentality. I hope he's gone. Because Crawford, you heard what he said. He said, I'll stop you. Oh, shit. Let's say there's no big reward for Charlo if he beats Benavidez. Absolutely it is, Mitch. Absolutely it is. I'd like to see the fight for sure, but Benavidez ain't shit, but a solid win. No, he's more than that there, Mitch. He's more than that, bro. You're talking about a two-time world champion at 68, for which Charlo is trying to fight the 168-pound king right now. He's trying to fight the 168-pound king. Was there ever a Mexican to unify the 168-pound? Was the division unified before? I mean, I'm just trying to find out the history that Canelo is holding right now around his waist, on his shoulders, across his chest. He's holding a lot of fucking history, bro. So if Charlo's able to go up there and defeat Benavidez, who many consider the biggest threat to Canelo Alvarez, he will indeed put himself in the picture the right way. Right now, he's looking like a Kodak. He's looking like one of them Kodak pictures that you just waving in the wind. God damn it. Shit ain't goddamn developed yet. Shit. Old ass motherfucking camera. Damn. That's what Charlo is when it comes to the 100. He's a Kodak picture, dog. You got to wait for that shit to slide out, and you keep on waving it. When is he going to develop? When are we going to see the full Charlo? When are we going to see this shit? Damn, dog. When are we going to see the real, true picture of Jermell Charlo? I totally disagree, Mitch. I think Benavidez, he goes up there and beat Benavidez. Man, he's going to set himself up with the attention of Canelo Alvarez, period. Because in my opinion, Canelo thinks Charlo is food, man. I don't care who get mad at that. There's no way you're going to tell me that Canelo is thinking Charlo is this threat. A person that hasn't even moved up. Let me take you through. Let me just take you close to the cranial cap of Canelo Alvarez, because I don't know the man like that, right? But let me just assume, you know what I'm saying? Let me give you my subjective assumption on Canelo Alvarez. For a person as competitive as Canelo Alvarez, right? This how I think he looks at Charlo, an individual that has not made the decision to take a risk to move up another division when it's time. Like, it's time for him to move up to 168 pounds, but he's uncertain, right? For Canelo, he's looking at Charlo as he's an indecisive type of person. If you're indecisive and just moving up and fighting competition outside of Canelo, well, you're definitely going to be unsure of yourself and lacking confidence when you step in with me. If you're unwilling to face any of this collateral competition that you can face going up to 168 pounds, Canelo is looking at this guy like he's not confident. He's not willing to take the risk. He's not that guy. It's a part of that dog. It's a part of that savageness that Canelo has to go up here and take fights. That comes with challenge. He looking at Charlo like he's not about the challenge, bro. He may not say that shit to the public, but come on, somebody as competitive as Canelo, you think he's not really drawing in? He's not giving you the chalkboard reality of how he think about Charlo? Yes, he's drawing out the whole type of equation on why the formula is the way it is with Mar Charlo. Until he takes a risk, that risk being Andre or Benavidez, Charlo is gonna look. Canelo is gonna look at Charlo like food, man. Canelo is the type of dude that'll welcome Charlo and give him a fight because he's gonna be so elated. He's gonna be so cheerful. He's gonna be like a cheerleader that gets the opportunity to cheer on the first string squad in the big game. But still, you're gonna be in the back. He's giving him opportunity. He don't see Charlo as being better than everybody he's beating at 68. And you know, the YouTube community cannot sit up here and say Charlo is better than who he beat, because he haven't faced that type of competition at 60. Then Virgil pulled out the fight. He must have hurt himself. No other reason to miss that check. Man, boxing is a tough sport, man. You never know. You know, I can't sit up here and call his bluff as if he's, not being honest. I like the Plant versus the Rail fight. Plant coming off a loss. There's a bad blood between the two. The Rail looking to get another title shot before he leaves the game. Stop it, Mitch. Stop it, bro. You think we're trying to see the Rail get another title? Get a title shot? Like I know you're going off the strength of the way he looked against who? Come on, say it. I know you're going off the strength on the way he looked against who again? Just put it in the chat, bro. You going off the strength on who Anthony the Rail looked like against who? He's gonna say Benavidez. Before he got the cut over his eye, Anthony the Rail was giving Benavidez the business. But listen. Though I respect the shit out of Anthony the Rail, like I like him as a fighter, for real, do you think he would have been able to go the full 12 rounds? Like, cuts and damage come with boxing in general. It's part of everything that you wear. It's part of the suit that you wear up there. Are you going to give Anthony the Rail the strength that, if it wasn't for the cut, it would have been this, that, and the other? Because when you look at the scorecards, 78-74, 78-74, 79-73. If you're going to go off the strength of him getting another title shot against who? I know we ain't talking about no Canelo. Let me know, Shawty. Let me know that, Mitch. Let me know. And let's not talk about, I don't know who you talking about bad blood between Caleb Plant and Darrell. We already seen what happens with Caleb Plant when he has, you know, bad blood. He call up a florist and order a bouquet of flowers, multiple colors. And then he wait till he's in the deep waters. He say, here, here. I just want to be friends here. This is what I got you. Baby, give him the flowers. I don't want no problems, man. I'm at a different space, a different headspace in my life. Take these flowers, man. I respect you as a fighter. I want you to respect me. Do you think, with just one loss, what do you think about my record? You think I've done enough in boxing to be considered one of the greats and go out and be a future Hall of Fame? Just let me know, man. All right, cool. Man, we'll chop it up after this. Let's get back to work. But I just wanted to let you know, man, I looked out for you, and take the flowers, man, as a sentiment of my respect. Plant's opposition is in line with his counterparts' competition. Lemieux and Selecki, man. Lemieux and Selecki doesn't even sound right together in the same damn paragraph, man, for real. LOL, L-Dub boxing, it's all good. I just don't understand why these guys are fighting the people they are fighting. The only thing I can think of is when Canelo told them to fight each other. I can say this boxing plug, like I say, again, Canelo may speak, but he's not dictating anything. The only thing he can dictate is who he actually fight. Now, for him dictating somebody that he ain't signed to, for these fighters to fight one another, I mean, that's something that I can't sit up here and co-sign on. I don't think he has power like that. You know what I'm saying? If that was the case, Canelo would be throwing these fight cards with his own promotional company, and they would be doing just as well as Top Rank and PBC and Golden Boy and Matchroom. Like, if he really had that type of influence in boxing, we would see more. We would see him throwing fight cards, which that's probably down the road. But I'm just saying, him having, the overseeing authority in boxing, fuck no. Hell no. I don't think so. Benavidez is only a good win for Charlo. No title, no Canelo guarantee. I never said guarantee. I just say when you do the process of elimination, it's going to come down to him defending his title, Mitch. So for him to defend those straps, the pickings are very, very small, man. When we talk about the selection process at the higher tier, who do we have outside of Benavidez that's really going to, people being selfish with this? And Canelo might be too. Because Canelo might be saying, I'm going to get paid regardless. Being that he might have that mentality, he's going to get paid regardless. Benavidez is looking like, okay, he has that mentality. But still, boxing-wise, when it comes down to it, I'm the next best to step in the ring with you. On paper, I'm undefeated, 2-time world champion, and you have my belt that you never beat me for. Then you're going to have the naysayers get up here and say, you know what? He shouldn't have fucked up. I think Mitch said this before. He fucked it up twice, man. We don't owe him shit. Boxing don't owe him shit. You know what I'm saying? You're right. Boxing don't owe Benavidez anything. But at the end of the day, Canelo never defeated this man for his WBC strap. So whatever integrity boxing may possess, it should exude when it comes to making a decision to fight David Benavidez, man. That's when it should be applicable. But we know that ain't gonna happen in boxing. Canelo's not gonna give Benavidez no shot like that just off the strength of his paperwork. He's not gonna do it. Hey, I think Mitch, Charlo is a good win for Benavidez too. The reason why I say that, you have to take his name in consideration. Also, you have to consider that he is an undefeated fighter. He's a 2-weight world champion. Absolutely. That's just like Benavidez defeating Demetrius Andrade. That names look very good, especially if Demetrius Andrade wins this interim title. Absolutely is going to look good on Benavidez's record. Just like Charlo will look good on Benavidez's record. Boxing Plug said, that's why I came up with the Canelo tournament, because if these guys are willing to beg and plead for Canelo fight, they are willing to fight each other in a tournament. Why not? See, this is the huge dilemma that you have, Boxing Plug, is that your thought process is spot on. Like your thought process for that, the way to carry that out, to do the process of elimination, I like it. But then you have to take the mentality of individuals that's not even linking up to what you're saying, because they don't care. They don't care. They want to take the easiest route to get to Canelo. And for them, it's going to be up here sending out motherfucking SOS signals, social media, DMs, going through third parties. Hello, how you doing? I'm from Team Charlo. Yes, it's a special pleasure to meet you first and foremost. We just wanted to reach out and touch bases with you and see if it's possible that after you face Bivol, no matter the results, that Team Charlo gets the next fight. Like I said before, we are gracious internally in your embracement. We wish you nothing but the best, but we truly hope that you consider us down the road, because we really need this fight. We really need it. And if you want us to emulate what Caleb Plant did and have a conversation with you in the fight before we can accommodate that. All right? Just please take consideration. In his holy name, we do pray. Just shoot us a DM and get back with us. You understand? Thank you. They praying for a Canelo fight, dog. They are absolutely praying. They are playing. They don't want a fucking tournament. If they read what you just put on here, Boxing Play, who the gall? This guy want us to do extra? Who the F is he? The audacity. He don't know. We're talking directly to the camp. Apparently, Charlo's trainer don't see the reward either. He's the one who said this shit before everyone. Well, it's according to what trainer? It's according to what trainer? You talking about Ronnie Shields? Respect to Ronnie Shields. Shout out to Ronnie Shields, man. Shout out to Ronnie Shields. You know what I'm saying? Look, Ronnie Shields has always spoken some common sense to these fighters. Whether they listen and retain it, that's a whole nother story. Darrell said he wants another title shot. I laughed when he said that shit too. But according to him, that's his goal. One thing that people look at Anthony Darrell is he can fight. All right. First of all, he can fight. He's slick as shit. But what I'll say about Anthony Darrell is, though he has a low amount of losses, he has a small amount, right? He's not a fan-friendly fighter. Then my people just sent me, say Young Dolph was shot 22 times. Damn. Like I said on LW channel yesterday, Plant will look phenomenal versus Darrell. At least I think he should. I don't think so, Mitch. How will you come up with that? Mitch, man, you better than this, bro. How do you think Plant gonna look phenomenal against the bro? I don't agree. I do not agree at all with that. I do not agree at all with that. I think both of them have their moments in the fight, but absolutely not using that P word. Don't you dare. I'm about to goddamn put a platinum wrench in there, about to put you on timeout, dog. I'm, I'm about to put the goddamn president damn wrench in this motherfucker. Phenomenal? Phenomenal? What? You saying Caleb Plant will look phenomenal against the rail? You talking about the rail like he's some YMCA professional that just goddamn start winning. Bro, do you know how good Anthony Durrell is? I like Anthony Durrell boxing skills better than Andre. See, you using that emoji. That's what that is right there. You having fun. Let me see. You know, it's Tuesday fun for Mitch. Darrell has said on multiple occasions he doesn't like Plant. Darrell better than Lemieux at 168. Listen, bro, he was looking pretty decent in there against David Benavidez. But with boxing becomes damage. With damage, sometime the exterior structure and aesthetics start to wear. They start to break down. That's when cuts come in. That's when broken noses, jaws. Just ask Paulie Malignaggi. Eyes. Ask Eric Morales. All that comes into effect. You can't say, well, you know, he got a cut. If he wouldn't have got that cut, he would have won. No, he's behind on the scorecards, but he looked pretty decent. For you to say that Plant will look phenomenal against Anthony Durrell, that's bloviating the point far and beyond, big dog. Come on, man. Y'all, he must owe you money or something. I can't believe you saying that the Anthony Durrell is easy work. He used the word phenomenal. Damn. So how you think Ugas gonna look against Spence? He gonna look phenomenal? He gonna look phenomenal because you know I got to get back to that fight of all fights. You know what I'm saying? How y'all think Ugas is gonna do against Errol Spence? This is a big fight. This is a huge fight. This fight against Yordenis Ugas is bigger than him and Danny Garcia. This is bigger than Danny Garcia. Look, this fight between him and Ugas is bigger than Sean Porter. I can see them running to the high heels now. Did you hear with WCS? Yes, this fight with Yordenis Ugas is bigger than Sean Porter. Because this fight entails picking up a strap that will potentially set him up for the grand finale of the Undisputed Championship. This fight is huge, man. I know people was initially, this fight is bigger than Sean Porter's fight, and this fight is bigger than Danny Garcia. This fight, Errol Spence goes in there and collect that WBA title, is no more, nothing to be said about anything. The only words that we want to hear that come across the media timeline is that Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Bud Crawford are in talks. Even that, Errol Spence Jr., Terrence Bud Crawford will potentially fight this date. We don't want to hear nothing else. This is a huge fight for Errol Spence. In his backyard, too. This is huge for Yordenis Ugas, and it's huge for Errol Spence. I think Ugas will look solid like he is. I think Spence will look significantly better in the night, though. That's highly possible. You know what I'm saying? Those are both pretty neutral type of words, you know, significantly better, solid. You know what I'm saying? They both kind of blend in, you know, the same way, you know. They kind of blend in the same way. It leaves a little bit of neutral playing grounds with picking what fight is going to look this way against the other. But it is one of the bigger fights on this whole schedule. It is bigger. The reason that Jermell Charlo and Brian Castaño is not, in my opinion, a bigger fight than Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas is because Castaño don't have the following. Look, Castaño don't have the following, nor do he have, the Manny Pacquiao on his record. He has the Patrick Teixeira. You know what I'm saying? Even though he put on a damn good display, he came in with it. I like what we had to watch. Real talk. People sleeping on that fight, but listen, that fight with Brian Castaño and Jermell Charlo was better than Michael Conlan and Lee Woods. Period. Can't nobody tell me any different. That shit was for the undisputed titles. That shit was action-packed. And there was a lot of, back and forth action of exchanges. The barrage of punches that you were seeing. Both fighters trying to authoritate the other to break them down. It was a damn good fight. People forgetting about it because it was a draw. So the decision pretty much manipulated how people really, thought about the fight. But that shit was way better than Lee Wood and Michael Conlan. But the rematch in itself, in my opinion, is still not even bigger than Errol Spence Yordenis Ugas. I don't think so. Because it's the epic buildup are two individuals that's on the pound for pound list. It's nobody that's on the pound for pound list that's fighting at 154. You know what I'm saying? Charlo is not on the pound for pound. Castaño is not. Whoever wins this undisputed fight will go on the pound for pound list. If Charlo wins or Castaño win and they don't go on the pound for pound list, it just further confirms the bullshit that goes on in with the criteria of the pound for pound list. If whoever wins 154, you saw Josh Taylor, he got put in front of Spence on the ring. He's put in front of Spence. If either one of these fighters win and they're not on the pound for pound list, it's some buffoonery going on again. Absolutely buffoonery. Because we had two welterweights that's on the pound for pound list, and I don't even think there's any other division that has two champions in the same division that was on the pound for pound list with belts. With belts. Okay? Lomachenko belt, but he sustained. Somebody kept him on the pound for pound list, man, like a goddamn Renner. He had no belts. According to the way you look, you might see Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. I'm just saying. You look on the Boxers Writers Association of America, you might see Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury on that shit. But long standing, we've seen Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford on the pound for pound list. Of course, Terrence Crawford are slots ahead of Errol Spence like it should be because he's that much better. I think Ugas will look solid like he is. I think Spence will look significant. Jermell Charlo should have been on the pound for pound list in my opinion. So you're saying he should have been on the pound for pound list as long as he was the WBC champion for quite some time, and then finally stepped in there with Jason Rosario. I see a little bit of clarity in what you're saying. I get it, because I can't dilute the shit out of Jason Rosario because he beat J-Rock. J-Rock who beat Jerry Hurd. You know what I'm saying? Like that momentum carries forward. Jerry Hurd, J-Rock, Jason Rosario, Jermell Charlo. I can see the clarity in there. I can see with him being on the pound for pound list, unified. I got you. You know, there has some clarity to it. It's lucid. You know what I'm saying? I can see that. But, them people who do the pound for pound list, they got to be careful about how many brothers they put on that. You know what I'm saying? They already got Terrence Crawford at the top now. They say, hey, hold on. Don't be trying to goddamn do that affirmative shit over here. We ain't got that. They had Errol Spence on there. Okay, hold on now. Stop it. Don't bring no third on here. Don't do it. Don't do it. So they put the two brothers on there. But everybody else surrounding that motherfucking dog. For the goddamn Canelo Alvarez to Anui, Naoya Nui, the Olisana Usyk, Josh Taylor, Juan Estrada. You know what I'm saying? Hold up for a second. Since I brought that shit up, hold the fuck up. Hold up. I just thought of something. I want to see if they had the gall to fuck off like this. Let me see. Let me check this shit right quick. They did not. Wow. They on some bullshit. I can't accept this. This is not right. This is not right. It makes no sense at all coming from the ring. Let me try the BWA, man. This is goofy, man. This is stupid. This is goofy, man. I'm just gonna check the last one. Let me see. So we have Canelo. Oh, they on some bullshit again. This is not updated. This is not updated. I don't know what the fuck the pound for pound list. That is not updated. Well, I was right about one thing. They had Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury on there. You know, that I remember seeing. But they are really holding on to Vasily Lomachenko. Look, how does this work? How does this work that you place Vasily Lomachenko when he was beaten, he was second. And then when Teofimo beat him, you put him in seventh next to Tio, who was sixth. But since Juan Francisco Estrada defeated Roman Gonzalez, you put him at number 6 in front of Vasily Lomachenko that shouldn't be on the list. But before you had Josh Taylor, who you put in front at number 5 of Errol Spence. Now Josh Taylor sits at number 8. And then closing out, look, check this out. They put Roman Gonzalez at number 9 on the pound for pound list, coming off his last win, bro. They put Roman Gonzalez on the pound for pound list, bro. What title does he have? Wow. And then they zip it up with Kazuto Ioka. This is the bullshit I'm talking about, man. Wow. This doesn't make any sense because you're gonna give him credit for fighting Julio Cesar Martinez and winning the UD decision. And the only belt that was on the line was the WBC Diamond Superfly. It wasn't even the super title because we all know Juan Estrada and he's waiting for that trilogy. You know what I'm saying? So that's a franchise that he has now. He's waiting. He's waiting to try to fight for the WBC franchise and the WBA Super World. But they put Roman Gonzalez number 9. The ring did off his fight with Cesar Martinez. This is garbage. Josh Taylor's sitting at number 8 for what? The only fighter that Spence has beaten was Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? He's been out the ring for several months, over a year. And then because Lomachenko is overdoing what he's doing in his country, they made sure that they have Lomachenko on the pound for pound list with his best friend Alexander Usyk. This is garbage, bro. This is recycled goddamn plastic. You know what I'm saying? This is styrofoam and heat. It has no stability to it at all. This is garbage. They got Terrence Crawford at number 3. I mean, I can see why they waiting for him to have this fight. Alexander Usyk beat Anthony Joshua. I can see where that's coming from. But you think of Anui, him defeating Nonito Donaire and knocking out Andrew Maloney. I don't see how they mixing this shit up. Number 5 all the way to 10. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, don't let me get to talking about that bullshit, man. Yeah, Canelo, that no Jermell should at least crack the top 10, not super high up, but on there. Loma lost to a youngin, and stayed on. And it's crazy how they kept him on there after Tio, which he didn't have a single belt. But yet Tio has since lost his belt, and they didn't insert George Kambosos. Lomachenko has fought 2 common opponents in Masayoshi Nakatani and Richard Comey. So did he get credit for fighting 2 opponents that Teofimo Lopez had previously beaten? How are they inserting this man on the list with no belts, dog? Roman Gonzalez has no belts, no super titles. So fuck the damn pound for pound list. It's garbage. It doesn't make any sense, man. Now is very when you try to look at this seriously, it's just like going to a non-accredited college. You know what I'm saying? You're telling people you got a damn doctor's degree, and they say, what's the name of your college? Oh shit, I have to wait till I get home to look at that up. I mean, just tell me, man. You did the whole motherfucking doctor's degree in this shit. You went from associates all the way up to the doctors. Just give it. Come to find out the shit ain't accredited. So it don't mean shit. That's just what I'm looking at with this ringside. It makes no sense at all what I'm looking at. And then even worse, the BWA, that shit doesn't make any sense at all either. Crawford said his top 5 was himself, Canelo, Spence, Inoue, and Usyk. That's not a bad top 5. Not at all. It's not a bad top 5. And that's exactly who's in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly who's in the top 5. Canelo's 1, Alexander Usyk's 2, Crawford 3, Inoue 4, and then Spence's 5. I mean, that's good, but from 6 to 10, somebody's been drinking heavy. Seriously, somebody's been doing some heavy drinking, weed smoking. They on some Flocka. The motherfuckers on some Flocka, some Delta Ocho. You know what I'm saying? They on the COVID chronic. Something going on over that motherfucker. Free Hoover in the building. What's good with it, Hoover? How you feeling, dog? Wow. Loma can lose 2 times in 1 year, and they find a way to put him on the pound for pound list. I agree, man. That's some BS on top of BS, man. Same flies. You know what I'm saying? Same flies. You know, how can that be? Like, damn. What criteria is it to be on the pound for pound list? They just put they have 2 fighters who really, you just came off a loss with the premier fight and won Estrada, but you get a win over Cesar Martinez for the diamond belt, and you get congratulated, you get accredited for that win, all because they was up there saying, "Oh my God, Chocolatito should be on the pound for pound list." Dude, what are we doing? Boxing? What are we doing? Adrian Martinez, man. I mean, I'm looking for some legends on this record. We are talking about the Superfly now. I don't know, man. Like that, damn. They've been having one Estrada on this motherfucker forever and a day, so they might have some strange infatuation with this division. That shit crazy. That took me off to a whole nother conversational piece for real. They trying to justify having Loma number 1 at one point. That list is ass. It is, man. With diarrhea. You know what I'm saying? With diarrhea. That shit is baboon ass at the end of the day with a hemorrhoid in between that motherfucker. For real. Inflamed. Preparation H can't even fuck with that shit. You think Russell Jr. will be back in the ring 3 years from now? See, Hoover coming here cracking jokes, dog. Hoover come up here working on his opening act. Hey, just wanted to, open you up with a little boxing. How many boxing fans we got out here? You. Okay. Quick question. Do you think Russell Jr. will be back in the ring 3 years from now? Man, stop it, Hoover. Why are you on my boy, Mr. Gary Russell? Gary's gonna move up and he's gonna fight somebody. Then look, the projection was that potentially they was looking at a Chris Colbert, Gary Russell Jr. But as our eye of it, Chris Colbert crashed, burned, descended, smoldered, and his ashes was swept up and dumped out. Period. So we're definitely not going to get a Gary Russell. Now, potentially, Gary Russell has an hourglass that may work in his favor. We got Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez, boom, boom, boom. We get that winner. Maybe they might give Gary Russell that fight. He has, wait his shoulder heal and everything. So I'll say Shakur Stevenson might be, 3-belt champion at that time. He might be a 3-belt champion. For real. Because that's what he's going for. If he wins the WBC, I don't know if he's going to go for the IBF first or the WBA. It all depends. But Gary Russell might indeed. It'd be good if he even stepped in there with Shakur Stevenson if before he moves up to lightweight. But we have to consider that him moving up to 130, will he take a tune-up? You know what I'm saying? Will he call Chris Colbert? Will he call Chris Colbert for a tune-up, dog? Would Gary Russell call Chris Colbert for a tune-up? We talking about goddamn pudding soft. Hey, goddamn Russell, man, needs a soft touch. he needs to he needs to get his shoulder, back in the play and see how it is. What better opponent than damn Chris Colbert, dog? And let me stop, man. You're gonna get them people over there, man, going crazy. Oh shit. I'm just saying. To answer your question, Hoover, hey, he might call up Chris. Hey dog, I'm thinking about returning, man. What you looking like, dog? Sure. He say, hey, all right, cool. You're gonna be the B side though. You know that? Cool. I got it. I'm gonna be the B side. I got it. Going off my last performance, I got it, bro. No, say less, Russell. Say less, man. What better tune up than Chris Colbert, dog? Oh my God, man. Loma will be more decorated than ever if he comes back because of his combat boots. Yeah, he's already decorated though. That's why they have him and Alexander Usyk on the pound for pound list, because they're basically exemplifying politics without even putting anything political up there at the pound for pound list. They're depicting politics. They're showing favoritism right now to these two fighters who are currently in their countries doing that. You know what I'm saying? And both of these are starlight fighters. Alexander Usyk and Vasyl Lomachenko, both in Ukraine. And guess what? They don't care what we think about them both being on the list. They don't care. They say, oh, we'll do what we want to do. But Lomachenko has no titles, man. So they pretty much degraded the seriousness that we used to take about the pound for pound list. It makes no sense no more. It makes no sense. Now the top five do. The top five, let me clarify, the top five does, but not so. Especially if you're gonna throw Chocolatito at number 9 off Cesar Martinez. That's just crazy, bro. Y'all act like he just went in there and dominated that dude and knocked him down and out of the ring like freaking Michael Conlan. Stop that. That the same thing I said about Gennady that was hanging out. What happened to Gennady? He has a belt. Y'all just took Gennady off and y'all left Lomachenko up there when Lomachenko has 0 titles. Anyway, Shakur said he can't wait for his super fight on PPV against Tank. I bet, man. That's going to be a fight, man. That's going to be a fight at 135 for real. That's going to be a hell of a fight. I mean, you want to talk about a packed arena? Oh, my God. Look, you want to talk about numbers? Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, both undefeated. Let's say Shakur Stevenson is coming up there. We don't know what's going to happen to Gervonta. Will he by then would have fought for the titles at 135? But imagine him having the titles at 135 and Shakur Stevenson moving up to fight Gervonta Davis. No, nothing. He's coming up to 135 to fight Gervonta Davis. Ooh, fire. That should be fire. Fire. F-I-year. WCS, I see the heat you have been dropping on IG. How many boxing interviews you do a year? I don't even know how many I do a year, bro. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you even mentioning that. People see it, they don't even mention it, bro. I just had to put, that's not even half of my catalog, but appreciate you mentioning it, man. Y'all be sure to check out my work on IG. I haven't even really posted my videos because I have videos of, boxers that's from the regional level all the way up. But man, I appreciate you mentioning that, dog. I don't know. I can go to a fight card depending on where it is, and I can come up out of there with like 10 interviews. You know what I'm saying? It might just be up and coming boxers. George Osmosis still acting like he conquered the world, shaking my head. Who you think he's picking next? I don't have a clue there, Hoover. I don't know who Cambozo's picking. You know, all I'm hearing is Devin Haney say, "Hey man, hurry up, dog. Hurry up, Kambosos, please hurry up, dog. Who you, man? Sign the paper, dog. Come on, man, make a decision, dog." No, Kambosos up there watching CNN. Hey, you think the war's gonna be over soon? You think? Because if so, we can still get Lomachenko. You know, Kambosos playing, man. He know deep down, like God is speaking, like the boxing gods is speaking. Lomachenko went into the country and Kambosos said, "God damn it." Now he's basically placed himself in a predicament where he can't wait in hiatus for this to go the blow over. They might be over there an entire year. We don't know. Now the only reasonable opponent for him to face is Devin Haney. And from what I'm hearing, they have sent the papers and everything's supposed to be, you know, close to finishing and all this. But yet Kambosos haven't, you know, they haven't heard anything, no impact, no idea from Kambosos. He's playing around. He's absolutely playing around. He's watching CNN like everybody else, man. Come on, Putin. End the war. Come on, mate. Mate. End the war, mate. I want Lomachenko. I just need Lomachenko to come back, mate. You get a special visa. Come back. For real, man. I think Russell Jr. versus Colbert is more likely now that they both coming off L's. I think still want to see Gary versus Leo. You know, that fight should have happened a long time ago. And I don't know, just weird shit happened between him and Leo when Gary Russell was hugging his father and his father was going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it was just a weird, you know, mention that when that shit was going on, when he was calling out Leo Santa Cruz. Now that Gary's faced his second loss, it would be more likely that Leo Santa Cruz would be the welcome aboard package for Gary Russell. But like I said, Colbert, what better introduction with the welcome aboard package than Chris Colbert for Gary Russell? To give him his second loss. And Mr. Gary Russell said, hey, youngin, shorty. Don't think nothing of a shorty, man. It's only 2 losses, man. You got your whole life ahead of you, shorty. You young in this game, shorty. All right, Slim. Don't let them get to you, Slim. The whooping I put on you tonight, you'll get over it, Slim. I'm gonna fuck around and get a Purple Heart on the U.S. military. Dude, hey, you ain't lying, dog. Olisana, look. I try to tell the brothers, Olisana Usyk and Lomachenko come back from this war, and they get decorated. They get the decorated achievement. Whoo, they're not gonna be. You're not gonna be able to tell Lomachenko shit. Fasil, welcome. They're gonna say, hey, when do you want the title shot? Just tell us when. You got it. You are a hero. You are a hero. But that's highly possible. If he doesn't get one from the U.S. military, it'll be from ESPN. How the U.S. military is going to get Lomachenko one of their medals, one of our medals, and he never served in the U.S. military, nor has he served in the Ukraine military. He's over there dressed in camouflage utilities, but yet he's not a part of the Ukraine military. I haven't seen any video come out with him on the front line, bro. Like, seriously, I mean, I'm not disputing that he's actually putting in work, but I haven't seen nothing going on. I haven't seen any more pictures. Like, what are they doing over there, man? If they can't find anyone to put on the pound for pound list, they need to leave it blank or make a pound for pound shorter instead of just throwing anyone on the list. I agree. But once again, like it was said earlier, Jermell Charlo, you know, I had to reprocess this. He should be on there. If from what I'm seeing with Chocolatito on there, then you have Vasily Lomachenko still on there. Why not put Charlo on there, man? Something's terribly. And then if you go ahead and win this undisputed, and we don't see him on the pound for pound list in the next 30 minutes after the fight, there needs to be an uprising. There needs to be a protest, a full blown protest. Like, dude, 30 days go by, we don't see Charlo on the list. Something needs to happen. Something needs to happen, bro. And then I'm curious to know if Errol Spence wins another belt, he wins that WBA, will they place him in front of Inoue? Will they do that? Because he's sitting at number 5 right now, and I know what they're doing. They moved Josh Taylor out in front of Errol Spence because now they want to draw the attention in Errol Spence going in there and potentially moving a step closer to fight Terrence Bud Crawford. Because he was sitting at number 6. After his World W says, how long do you think it'll take Lomachenko to recover and get back in the ring? A year, maybe? Yeah, man. If he's over there and he's not going to the gym, he's not doing any training like that. He's just, using the combat zone. You're not doing that. Like I'm talking about their type of combat zone where you have full-blown engagement. It's full-blown engagement. You're usually not going to be working out of the gym where it's mortar rounds and rockets and tanks driving around. No, it's too dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And you have Ukrainian soldiers infiltrating and stuff like that. No, I don't know, to be honest. I couldn't be able to tell you that. Usyk was all gung-ho doing this photo op, but now that he's been there a while, you can see the stress on his face. And he's going from call to arms to asking for peace. That Chris. That war ain't no joke, boy. You go over there. Look, Usyk, I like Usyk, man. He's a different dude, man. I got mad respect for Usyk, man. I didn't have that before I met him, but having to see him and see how he moved, and when I was taking a picture of him, I didn't ask him for a picture, but when he seen the camera, he started making these faces and playing with the lens a little bit, and then took a picture with him. I saw how much patience he had with this. I think it was a UK media group. I think that was there. That was trying to get an interview with Usyk, and he was just looking up, trying to get on the elevator, and then the guy reached out and poked him on the shoulder, and Usyk just gave him this look like, how you used to see Frankenstein with them big ass shoes, look like Usyk was gonna stump the shit out this dude, and then his people turned around and said, no, you don't do that, move. No. So, hell yeah, stressful over there. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Man, it's been a pleasure, man. We've been on here 2 hours, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Seriously, thanks for the damn input, man. Y'all knowledgeable boxing heads out there. Continue to do what you do and supporting the channel. It's fight week once again. Like I said before, we got a big card coming up, at the end of the week. I want to give a, shout out to Showtime, Sauce Talk over there, man. Be sure to subscribe to his channel. And also a big shout out to Team Jihad Tucker that's over there that's fighting this weekend. You know what I'm saying? And you know what it is. The biggest shout out to Team Williams Jr. He's in there training. He has a fight coming up, real soon next month. He's going in there to contend for his 20th professional victory, along with Fernando Bunch, Andrew Murphy, and also, he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be the main event fighting a 12-round championship fight. I mean, it's gonna be heavy. It's gonna be heavy, dog. That shit gonna be heavy. Edgar Berlanga, the Monster, Xander Zayas, man. Calvin Davis gonna be on deck. It's gonna be wild, man. Charles is gonna stop Castaño and become undisputed. Bum ass list would enter tied for 10. I tell you what, if Charlo, Charlo get this shit, Charlo should be no lower. Charlo should be no lower than 6. He should be he should be really he should be number 5. Real talk. He should be in front of Spence. For real. Spence right now is sitting up there. He's the WBC IBF. Charlo wins everything. Like I really don't know why Josh Taylor is so far down. Like they have Josh Taylor at number 8 right now, and in between him is Estrada and Lomachenko. That makes no sense at all. But if Charlo went undisputed, he should be at number 5. That's just my opinion. The reason why I say that because of Nui, and my understanding, he's a multi-division champ, three-weight champion, I believe. 3 or 4 weight champion. And then you look at Spence, he's just a champion at welterweight. So if you take the similarities in how many divisions they've been world champion, Charlo has more belts if he wins. So he should be at number 5. That's my stake to that. Andrew said, who was that cat that the fam knocked Belanga out? I think his name was like Marcelo Caceres or something like that. He dropped him in the 9th round. Had him land on his back, punch in the air. I can't get that image out of Belanga out of my head. And that's how bad he was hurt. But you know what? It's a difference between Belanga doing that, and then you look at Erickson Lubin doing that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's different. Like a lot of people thought that fight should have been stopped, but yet he about to step in there with Steve Rose. You know what I'm saying? Who only has 1 loss. I'm telling you, man. Different type of importance, different type of level of importance at the end of the day. But man, y'all hold it down, man. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.